Good afternoon, everybody, and I will welcome you for today's session on climate change. I have chosen the topic of Kosi Ganga River Creek High Precipitation and Temperature Fluctuation, a 35-year climate change study using remote sensing data. And my name is Tiasha. I am PhD scholar in Faculty of Civil Engineering, Ton Duc Thang University, Vietnam. And today I am here to present my study evaluation on climate change, a summer internship program. The main question for this session is four is the misplaced notion of human being. What we are doing is correct or not. We will also analyze that are we mishandling our natural gifts. Second is what is happening on our Mother Earth. What we researchers can do. And the last one, what is the first step as a researcher that we can do. And we are going to see the data and trend analysis, which will be the first method to see that how climate change is affecting us. The first is our notion misplaced as a human being, our development and growth? Are we just going all around and trying to develop or create a better city when we are neglecting the natural phenomenon? This is a picture of Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, India, which is 1,483 kilometer railway track. This second figure is World One Mumbai, India. It is an industrial as well as a commercialized building which has 117 floors. The third figure is our the best 120 kilometer. This is India's first high-speed train which will be starting next year. The fourth example which I'm going to show you is the Statue of Unity of India, which ranks the highest, or you can say the tallest statue in the world. And I'm very proud that we have developed so far. But is this development true nature you can see or be proud of? The catastrophic flood, an extreme event in the north part of India or all over the world, is an example that what we need to do. What is happening on our mother planet Earth? We can see that various kind of floods, different catastrophic events are happening all over the globe, and India is also not far-fetched from the situation. Over 2 decades, there have been unseen or unforeseen events all over India state. And this video is an example that how many lives have been lost over the years. Our study area which I have selected is my home state, and the river is Kosi River. Kosi River is called as the sorrow of Bihar. Bihar is one of the state of India, and Kosi River flows through and Tibetan routes to Bihar, the northern part of India. As you can see in the figure, that the round figure shows that Kursela is the area where River Ganga and River Kosi comes together to make a river creek. And this is the study area which I have chosen to see that what is happening due to the climate change. This is the real picture, what is happening in India and what is happening in the region which I am going to discuss today. This is the figure for August 2020 flood, and 20 lakhs people have been affected or lost their home. Till now, as per the newspaper reports, loss of 19 lives have been reported. And till 2020 August, Arya, Patna, and several other districts have seen more than 30 mm of precipitation around the month. This cannot be ignored. Whatever development we are doing cannot be ignored in this what is the next step we can do? The next step will be the data and trend analysis. The total precipitation for my study is that how to collect data and the trend analysis collected via the data. There are several different types of data available online or through the monitoring site, but I have selected two data to do analysis today. One is total daily precipitation and the second is maximum daily air temperature. I've used two kinds of methods. First is the software for the analysis of the data is RStudio. RStudio version 4.02 2020 software has been used. It is an open access and a very amazing source for doing different kind of artificial intelligence and using tool to use artificial intelligence models and machine learning tools. Here we have used the packages such as Forecast, ggplot, Asta, Zoo, XTS and TTR to create different kind of graphical maps which will help us to analyze the trend happening in our selected variables. For the descriptive, next we are So first of all, I have used the Google Earth Engine to achieve the first goal to get the data. But it's a difficult thing because many times monitoring site data is not available. So here we are using Google Earth Engine remote sensing data. Second is here we have to search a set which will be required for my research. So there are different kind of data set available and it can be selected as per the need of the researcher. I have selected the surface temperature data set type where there are different kind of data set types in which ERA5 daily aggregate which I have found that it is suitable for my study area. ERA5 daily aggregates is a data set which can give from 1978 to 2020 the full data set of different bands. Means that we take the information to the coder. Google Earth Engine is a magnificent tool where we can do different kind of modeling as well as image visualization. As you can see, this is a sample of image visualization of total precipitation from 2019 7 1 to 19/7/31. That means 1 month data has been visualized. This is just a sample or just an iceberg we can do using the Google Earth Engine. Going to see that how the data presents itself. The first step will be the descriptive statistical analysis. We can use Microsoft Excel or even use RStudio to analyze our do the statistical analysis. The first of all I'm going to graph is the minimum and maximum and the range of the total maximum temperature. The maximum temperature all in these 35 years, the temperature you can see the fluctuation is high. The maximum temperature achieved can be seen by green and the minimum temperature observed in this area can be shown in minimum. And the difference between the temperature is called as range, and you can easily see that there is so many spikes during the time of 35 years where range has fluctuated above the basic linear line. Specifically around 2090, during 2001, during 2008 and 2019. The next graph shows the total precipitation during the same time of period. The maximum precipitation, that means in a year the maximum precipitation in a day was always declined over the years. That means the amount of precipitation per day have decreased over the year. But this is amazing fact that the total precipitation per year has increased. That means total amount of water or rainfall has increased over the year exponentially. Is maximum daily air temperature. This graph has a unique feature which you can see through the four different graphs in one, that it is called decomposition of the time series data. Decomposition is a technique which helps us to understand the unknown patterns in a data. The unknown patterns can be analyzed like as a trend, variations and random variations. And in this both graphs we can clearly see that over the time the trend has fluctuated and always increased or went very much down as expected. This kind of fluctuation is very much harmful for the scenarios such as agriculture events, because agriculture is highly affected by the temperature change and precipitation. In India, we have a specific 3 months for sowing and harvesting the, but if there is a regular fluctuation, this can really hamper the harvesting and lead the poor farmers and economic to a declined position. The next is a very amazing plot which shows the seasonal variation which you cannot see by the only the data. Here we can see that the air temperature has continuously increased during the month of the January, February, December and November, which shows that during winter session the maximum air temperature has increased over 35 years. But during the monsoon time, when it should be called summer, the temperature has continuously been decreasing. A similar trend can be seen for total daily precipitation, where during the winter season the precipitation has increased, where during the monsoon season, that is June, July, August and September, the precipitation has declined over time. So previously we have seen that even though in previously you have seen that the total precipitation has increased over time, but the time of precipitation is totally wrong. Because of that, the farmers have been affected severely, because crops are very much temperature sensitive and depends on the proper timing of precipitation. Next, here is a very beautiful help us to determine that is my data has a relation with the past data, and here we create different lags of the same data to analyze that which is the best correlation using autocorrelation factor. Here we can see that the first graph for the air temperature, the 12th lag is highly correlated, whereas other lags are scattered. But in total daily precipitation, I would say that it's very hard to define that which lag is very much related. But still, if I have to choose, lag 12 also shows a little bit correlation. But this also defines that over the years, the relation between the same variable is not regular. There is too much randomness and non-linearity in the data. What is the reason this is happening? There are various reasons of the climate change, and I'm going to discuss only few. First of is carbon dioxide. The greenhouse gases has a major effect on global warming and high temperature increase. As you can see, the over last 800,000 years, the CO2 amount has been minimal or below 300 ppm. But till 2019, it has tremendous increase from 409.8 ppm. Another study shows the carbon combined heating influence of greenhouse gases, which includes chlorofluorocarbon, nitrogen oxide, and other minor gases, and they have also showing that the increase is tremendous. As many of you may know that greenhouse gases affect the global temperature by creating a blanket all over the earth. So even though the solar radiation may be less, but these kind of gases trap the heat and increase the heat within the earth's atmosphere. Another graph here shows The reason for the increase in water in the river is the Himalayan range and glaciers melting. Area Kosi River is a river which is connected with the Himalayan glacier flow. That's why Kosi and Ganga is a annual river which is not affected by drought or change in season, because the water from these rivers are fetched from the nearby glacier from Himalaya. But as you can see, the melting of the ice has increased over the century because of the heating. The first blue graph shows from 1975 to 2000, the graph has decreased tremendously, whereas from the degree of decrease has been minimized but yet not stopped. The next graph shows the forecasting of the glacier change in the Everest region from 2020 to 2100, and as we can see, it is not going to stop till we take any major decisions to stop climate change. Next is the bibliography for any person who want to study in depth about this topic. This is my email ID and Google Scholar ID. You can contact me for any kind of question. Thank you for your patience, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.